Can a homemade tiramisu beat one that was pulled from a grocery store shelf? Or am I about to spend hours making a dessert that is basically fancy coffee-flavored lasagna?
Once again, my life has been saved by the miracle of lasagna.
Today, I'm putting homemade against store-bought in the ultimate tiramisu showdown. One is built from scratch with espresso-soaked ladyfingers and rich mascarpone. And one was made in a store bakery by people who probably don't even know what ladyfingers really are.
Huh?
This is homemade versus store-bought, tiramisu edition. But beyond tasting this, we'll also be grading it on a scale from 1 to 5 in 4 categories: appearance, taste, texture, and cost. So stick around, because one of these categories can completely flip the outcome of the final score.
Unbelievable! Oh, that defies gravity!
The first ever competition.
Tiramisu may seem fancy enough to pull out your tuxedo, but it's actually a pretty simple and modern dessert. It was created in Italy in the 1960s and 70s, but that depends on who you ask.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
Several restaurants claim that they invented it, and Italians everywhere are quietly arguing about it today. So we'll have to see who comes out on top on this one. So let's head to the kitchen and find out. So here we are back in my kitchen, and we're going to put together this tiramisu. Tiramisu might seem a little bit intimidating, but based on my research, it's a lot like putting together a banana pudding, but it just has some different ingredients, some very strong flavors of the rum, the coffee, right here, the rum, the coffee, and we're going to use Dutch processed cocoa powder in this. So this should have some really strong flavors. So the only thing to do at this point is to get started. So let's jump right on in. The name tiramisu comes from Venetian dialect phrase tiramisu, which translates to pick me up or cheer me up. This reflects the dessert's intended effect of providing a boost of energy and pleasure, thanks to its combination of coffee, eggs, and sugar. While some legends suggest earlier versions existed in Siena or Turin, the most widely accepted origins is Treviso, in the Veneto region of northern Italy. One popular account, Roberto Linguinotto, a pastry chef at the restaurant La Becceria in Treviso, who reportedly created tiramisu around 1970, using leftover ingredients, mascarpone, egg yolks, espresso, and ladyfinger biscuits. He layered them, dusted cocoa on top, and let it rest. The dessert was an instant hit, and the restaurant added it to the menu in 1972. Another story suggests a clever maitrice in a Treviso brothel invented it in the 19th century as an aphrodisiac, though this is more legend than verified history. The original tiramisu was simple: coffee-soaked ladyfingers, mascarpone cream made with egg yolk and sugar, and a dusting of cocoa powder. Unlike many modern versions, it did not include alcohol, such as marsala or liqueurs. Alright guys, we got our mascarpone mixed up with our egg yolks and the mascarpone cheese. We're going to put this in the refrigerator for 15 minutes to let it cool down and start setting. In the meantime, we're going to start building the rest of the tiramisu. So let's get to it. Real quick before we build this, we need to make a whipped cream that we're going to fold into the mascarpone mix. So let's do that real quick and then we'll build it out. Over time, variations emerged, including the addition of liqueurs, sponge cake substitutes, fruit layers, or flavored creams. But the essential coffee-mascarpone combination remains central. Tiramisu gained rapid popularity in Italy during the 70s and 80s, and soon spread internationally. Alright, so here we are at the assembly process. We're going to layer this with the lady fingers. We're going to dip them in the espresso, make a layer, do mascarpone, layer mascarpone, and then top it off with the cocoa powder. let's get this done. It needs a good while to set up before it can be served. We need to go ahead and get this put together so we can get it in the cooler and let it set so we can get in there and test it against the fresh market version. So let's jump in this and see how it turns out. Its appeal lies in the contrast of textures and flavors. The creamy mascarpone, the robust espresso, and the subtle bitterness of cocoa create a harmonious dessert experience. Today, tiramisu is one of the most recognized Italian desserts worldwide, inspiring countless adaptations in both home kitchens and professional pastry shops. Well, once again, there you have it. We've got it all put together. Now, as I stated earlier, it's going to need to chill for quite a while. It says 24 hours so that when you go to slice it, the pieces will come out nice and clean. Otherwise, as it was put in the recipe, otherwise it'll be a beautiful mess. It'll taste fantastic, but it won't look so hot. We're going to put it in the refrigerator, let it set up for a while, and then once that's done, we'll get in there and test it. But first, check out this reveal. The verdict. So here we are at the end with our homemade version and our store-bought. The one on the left is the one that I made, and the one on the right is the store-bought. We're going to rate these on a 1 to 5 scale on 4 categories. It's going to be appearance, taste, texture, and this time we're going to do cost because this is a very expensive dessert to make. The mascarpone was $16 just for the 2 tubs of that. Let's just get into this right away. We'll take a look at the store-bought one. If you see here, you can see they have one layer of the cookies, the ladyfingers, and then they have the custard. They have their chocolate covering. It looks like they might have some kind of, I'm not sure what's on the bottom of that, some kind of crust. If you look at mine, it's you can see the ladyfingers in there, 2 rows, custard layers in between, and then a nice dark chocolate topping. I'd say this one, the appearance of it is, this is what it's supposed to look like, and it doesn't have very many layers, but it's still layered, so I'm going to give this a 3. On mine, I like the way that it looks. It could probably be better. I'm also going to give myself a 3. The next thing we're going to talk about is the texture. The texture on mine is, you got the cookies. The ladyfingers are real light, so they're real soft in here. I think it's got a really good texture. Okay, the texture on the store-bought, it's been refrigerated. It's got a little bit of that refrigeration bounce going on with the cookies in here. The texture of the custard is nice. The top is a little dried out, and I'm sure it's because this was made in a large batch and then put out. And by the time it gets here, it's been a little while. On the texture, I'm going to give mine a 4, and I'm going to give the store-bought one a 3. But now for my favorite part, let's taste them. I'm going to taste the store-bought first. There is no rum flavor in this at all. All I taste is the custard. I do taste some coffee, but it's not very strong. The cocoa doesn't hardly come through at all. This is kind of a bland tiramisu, to be honest. Now let me try mine. Well, mine might have too much liquor in it. The rum's coming through real strong. Yeah, the rum is really, really strong. I do taste the coffee. I taste the cocoa. The custard is getting lost in all that. I don't hardly taste it at all unless I eat it by itself. It's really good. I'm gonna say the taste on the store-bought one, it's about a 3. And the taste on mine, I might have to give it a 2 because I think I overdid it with the rum. If you have any ideas on, I'm gonna have the recipe in the description. And if you see something that I need to tweak, please let me know in the comments. So the last thing is we're gonna do about cost. This one's pretty short and sweet because this was $7.49 for this piece at Fresh Market. And if I added all this up with what all the ingredients cost, it'd roughly be about $5 a piece for all the pieces you get out of this. It is more cost effective to make it yourself than to go get it at a, now this was a higher end grocery store, but still that's probably comparable to what you pay at any bakery that's making tiramisu. For cost, I would say, can't really rate this. I just say that this is a better value to make it yourself. I can't give Piper any of this because it's got alcohol and chocolate on it. I know that she surely would like some. But anyway, guys, that's all I have for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have anything to add or have any suggestions, please leave them in the comments below. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you guys on the next video. Tell them bye, Piper.
Bye. See ya.